It's been said that life is not a solo act, but a symphony, a collaboration. In times of strife, we surround ourselves with people to support, to care, to guide. When people join together, something remarkable begins. A spark ignites. Words become action. Ideas become motion. Connections are made. That's how we find help for one another. That's how answers are discovered, how barriers are overcome. Our vision is to end ALS together. Every connection we make creates new possibilities. Every person living with ALS benefits from the wisdom of experts. Every caregiver is guided by those who have cared before. Every researcher builds on discoveries of the past. And every advocate finds strength in the chorus of shared voices. It is this meeting of the minds, this symphony, that propels us forward. Our name and our brand reflect the power of what happens when people come together, because there is nothing like the power of connection and the lasting positive impact made. We connect need with support. We connect questions with answers. We connect thought leaders to new ideas. We connect research to funding and advocates to challenge the status quo. We are the ALS Network.
A warm hello and aloha to each of you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for Ask Me, our educational webinar series. My name is Audra Hines, Vice President of Care Services for the ALS Network. I want to thank all of our industry partner sponsors for the Ask Me series, as well as our other mission benefactor families. The contributions from these individuals and organizations are amazing, and programs like this one tonight, as well as the multitude of services we provide, would not be possible without these generous donations. If you joined our Ask Me program in January, you might recall our big announcement that what was known previously as the ALS Association Golden West chapter is now the ALS Network. We continue to offer the same high quality, impactful services, programs, and events that we've always held ourselves to for our communities. We remain steadfast in our commitment to all of you, and you'll hear a lot tonight about our ALS care, advocacy, and research plans for the future. To learn more about ALS Network and the multitude of services we provide, please visit alsnetwork.org for more information. We know that a new name, new logo, and a new look for an organization that provides important services to the community often comes with questions, and we're here to answer those tonight. We're excited to bring you this important update to ensure that our entire ALS community is aware of who we are, what we do, and how we're moving forward. Tonight, you'll hear from Sheri Strahl, our new president and CEO, who is not new to the ALS Network, as you'll recognize her as our previous chief operating officer for the last 5 years. Let's watch this short video first.
It is a very significant moment for me, becoming president and CEO of the ALS Network. This organization has grown incredibly over the last 20 years. It's a healthy, vibrant organization led by a committed, deeply wise, intelligent, ambitious board of directors. It's almost harder to come into a thriving, healthy organization as president and CEO. My job is to build on something that's already incredible. It's like you're an artist coming to a masterpiece, make it better. We are now the ALS Network, and the opportunity that brings, what that means for growth, exponential impact, coming into this work and this role in this moment of time where there's all this synergy and realizing the opportunities that are here for us is very powerful. And I feel so lucky to be coming to this organization at this moment. Here, as I come into president and CEO and think about what is my vision for this organization, it's really about our 3 mission pillars: care, research, and advocacy. and ensuring that we are living into every opportunity within each of those mission pillars, having all of the right conversations with all of the right stakeholders, particularly people with ALS and their family members, to really understand what the needs are and what the priorities are. And for us to identify every gap that may be out there, all the while being relentlessly focused on research and advocacy to move forward faster on prevention strategies, treatments, and cures that work to end ALS, ultimately together.
That was terrific. I've seen that video so many times, and it's great every time. I have Sheri on camera now, and I also want to please join me in welcoming an award-winning actor, an inspirational speaker, advocate, and person living with ALS, Aaron Lazar. Aaron is currently impacting audiences with The Impossible Dream, his personal journey of healing in the face of his diagnosis. He recently performed an excerpt of the piece during our gala in February, where we honored him with the Essey Spotlight Award. In Aaron's upcoming album, The Impossible Dream, he collaborates with a who's who of music artists, including Tony and Emmy winner Neil Patrick Harris, Tony winner Kelly O'Hara, and others on a collection of music centered on themes of hope and healing. It's available for pre-order now on his website, and a portion of all the proceeds benefit the ALS Network. Please welcome Aaron and Sheri. Oh, Aaron, you're on mute. There you go.
I am unmuted. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Aaron, how are you?
Hi, Sheri. It's good to see you. I'm really, I'm good. I'm honored to be here, just to spend time with you guys. And, you know, I got to know you when, before I even knew who you guys were, you knew who I was. So I got an email or phone call from Emma, who, you know, takes care of, you know, checking in with me and seeing how I'm doing. And, you guys have been there every step of the way with me, and I'm so grateful. And then when I needed a walker a couple months ago, you guys were able to help me get one of those. So I'm just, you know, I'm just the patient who's grateful to be connected to you all, and grateful for what you and everyone at the ALS Network is doing across those three pillars that you talk about: care and research and advocacy. And today, you know, I'm just here to help us have some fun as you get to share with us kind of everything that you're up to now and what the ALS Network is up to. And there's a lot to talk about. I mean, we can start just with the ALS Network itself is a new name. Formerly ALS Golden West, but can you tell us a little bit about your exciting rebrand?
Yes, my pleasure. Thank you so much. And I love that it's you with whom I'm having this conversation, because now you know us so well in so many different ways. But so yes, we're formerly known as the ALS Association Golden West chapter. So that's a mouthful, but many of you have known us under that name. And back in September, we separated from the ALS Association. So we're no longer a member of the ALS Association. And with that, we gained the opportunity to rebrand ourselves, to reimagine who we are and how we can best convey that. So that is how we became the ALS Network. And I know we're going to talk a little bit more about that later, but we're so thrilled by the response from the ALS community, from stakeholders, many of whom were involved with sort of figuring out what that new brand was going to be. But the response has been quite positive. And a really interesting thing that we noticed too, we noticed this at our research summit where we announced the new brand. Aaron, you were there at our gala, we announced it. And the next day, the researchers, everybody was just using it. It was rolling off the tongue. So we had that moment of going, it's sticky. People are remembering our name. So hopefully today, everybody who's here with us will take it to heart and know ALS Network, that's us, the people you love and know.
I love it. I love it. I think it's a fantastic name. I'm excited for you guys. Can you talk a little bit about, we learned a little in that great video about you, but you were COO, now you are CEO. Can you talk about your decision to sort of step into that role and how it's going?
Absolutely. It's this is my dream job because I feel so passionate about our mission. I feel incredibly fortunate to be an integral part of the ALS community. There was no question for me when this opportunity presented itself 5 years ago. I knew that this was going to be a fit for me. And my passion and love for our mission has only grown since then. So to give you just a little bit of context, my COO position was created and filled. I was hired into the role as part of a succession plan. Many of you know our beloved Fred Fisher, who was president and CEO for 20 years, did incredible things for this organization. He's now stepped into a different role. He is our president emeritus. And that was all a part of this succession plan, which is what sort of, I had 5 years to prepare. And now here I am sitting in this this position that I take so seriously. I feel the responsibility of this, the privilege of this role.
I mean, I think we all feel that from you. You have such an amazing energy, and I think I know just a little bit, right, from having only been a part of this community and your community for a short time now, but I have a unique sense of the energy and empathy and passion that it takes to do what you and everybody at the ALS Network is doing. And so, I'm sort of excited and grateful that in the big footsteps of Fred, that you are our fearless leader. There's just a quote that I'd like to read about you because I think it's very true, and you deserve a little high praise from your board chair, Patty Shimbor, who has noted that Sheri is that rare leader with a mix of compassion and a drive for excellence. Her ability to manage details while advancing the strategic vision for this new phase of our organization is incomparable. And in my experience, that's all very true. But
thank you so much. Thank you for that. And Patty has been an incredible board chair, and those words mean a lot coming from her. Thank you for that.
Of course. So tell us a little bit, if you would, what is sort of going to stay the same maybe about the ALS Network, and what might be new and different?
Absolutely. That's a fun topic. The things that will stay the same are the things that people know and love us for. So our core programs and services, including our care services, will continue as they have been in a trajectory of excellence, of being very community-centric. If they change at all, the things that are changing about us are just to get better, get bigger, do more. So you can absolutely count on us for the things that you know and love. Our community events that are beloved and are so much fun, that sense of community we create when we all come together at our walks and rides and golf and gala and all that good stuff. All of that will continue with some modifications. So that leads us to the other part of your question, what is going to change? We have, let me start with advocacy. That's a nice topic to sort of dive into a little bit. We have a long track record of very impactful state advocacy in California and Hawaii. We also have a long track record of participating in federal advocacy. What's different is that our federal advocacy program now can have a deeper footprint and more direct input from us and from our community. So related to that, in the next year, you can all be watching for more opportunities to participate in advocacy, different action alerts that will be coming from us. And something that we've always done and are excited to do more of is a very precise, almost surgical, if you will, approach to advocacy. So for example, and not to take us too far down the rabbit hole, but if we have a piece of legislation or a policy we're trying to move forward, and everybody's yes, 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 but there's someone in this district that's a no, and you have registered with the ALS Network to be an advocate, and you're in that district, we will reach out to you specifically for that kind of an action alert. So very, very effective and impactful and strategic advocacy opportunities. So that's something to look forward to. I can keep going too. Should we chat?
Well,
about
I mean, I'm a nerd for this kind of stuff. I mean, just because, but really because for patients, like, I mean, so much is happening, and I kind of feel as a patient, I kind of get stuck in the middle of not knowing who to turn to for answers. You know, there's research happening everywhere, but what's hopeful, what's exciting, what you know, if you get involved in a clinical trial and they can't tell you anything because, you know, you're kind of in the dark and everything's double blinded, and you know, we're all kind of in this together, and you guys are kind of our comfort community because you know, you often are looking out for us and giving us opportunities for hope and opportunities to, like you said, to take action and get involved. Speaking of, there's a couple of fun events that I know you guys do every year, and some of those are being rebranded as well. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, absolutely. I want before, and that's a great question. One thing I just wanted to throw out there in response to what you just shared, and I really appreciate that. We see ourselves in a lot of ways almost as the hub for the people with ALS that are connected to us. So whether it's we're the hub and care services is the priority, advocacy is the priority, research is the priority, we're in the middle, able to connect people through what we call concierge services to what is specifically important to them. And sometimes it's everything. And we can do that too. And that goes for caregivers as well. We're here for the whole system, the person with ALS and the system around them. Now, pivoting to the question, our events. Yes. Oh my gosh. These community events are so, such a special, they're so special and so filled with heart and also hope and fundraising and awareness raising. So the name of our events will be a little bit different. And the very cool thing about this is previously, when we were a member of ALS Association, we were limited in what we could change. And we had to do things that were very prescribed and specific as would be expected. And we worked with the community to rebrand our events and really come up with names that reflect the accessibility of the events. And so our walks are now our walk and roll to cure ALS. So that watch for it in your email. The name will be a little bit different. We have our rides, our ride and rally to cure ALS, our Napa Valley ride, the single largest ALS fundraiser, the largest single day ALS fundraiser in the nation. It's the 20-year anniversary coming up September 14th. So all sorts of incredible opportunities to come and be a part of this powerful community. Just knowing, look for, you saw in the videos, we've got, and we're going to talk about it, some different colors. Walk and roll to cure ALS, ride and rally to cure ALS. That's us.
Well, let's talk about the logo, because it's really it stands out. It's different. It's very, I think it's beautiful. Can you tell us sort of what it represents?
Absolutely. So the logo is these 3 petals around the circle in the middle, and each petal is representative of one of our mission pillars. So we have this visual representation of care, research, and advocacy. And this color, we have this sort of portfolio of teals and this beautiful, I call it turquoise. And we selected those colors for a couple of reasons. One, they're so vibrant and they're so energetic. And they're also a little bit creative, a little bit unique, not something you see often. And that's who we are, quite frankly. And the other interesting thing about going with colors that are in this blue family is going way back to Lou Gehrig and the blue and white pinstripes. Blue has for a long time been a color that's associated with ALS awareness. So we also get to sort of loop that in too. So we're very excited about the colors, the look, the feel. We think it very much represents who we are. The other
please.
I wanted to say about the color, and you and I talked a little bit about this too earlier this week. I know we got a new name, we've got new colors, we're sending these emails out. How do you know it's us? You want to go to an event, you want to make a gift, you want to make sure it's us. Watch for the teals. The teals and the blues, that's us. If you see red, it is not us. We don't use any red anymore. So that'll be an easy visual cue if you're trying to make sure that you're looking at messaging and opportunities that are from us. There's your inside scoop.
Yeah, except there's one exception. There's a small exception, but it's an important exception. If you go to my website to pre-order the album The Impossible Dream, which we're partnering with the ALS Network on, which I'm so excited about, that button is red. It says buy the album and it's red. I got to get my people to change it to blue, so I'm going to work on that.
I love it, and I love that project. It's incredible. Yeah,
thank you. So I think we only have time for another few minutes here. Maybe there's a lot we could talk about, but maybe it's just talking to you about your vision. So you've spoken a little bit about advocacy. Is there anything you can tell us about your vision with regards to patient care and maybe research?
Yeah, thank you. So I think the first thing that comes to mind for me in terms of what is my vision for this organization, and every night when I go to bed at night, every morning when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I think about, this is not an exaggeration, is how do we cure ALS? Like, how do we do that? And it's something I'm constantly ruminating on. I know I'm not alone, but that is absolutely in the sights of everyone at this organization all the time. It is the constant little alarm sound that is running through everything we do. And everything we do is really working towards effective prevention strategies, treatments, and cures for ALS. That is the vision. Now, alongside that, continuing to expand our care services. There are new things we're working on as we speak. We're always innovating. We're always expanding. We're always looking for the need. What is it that this ALS community we're in, what do we need to be doing that we're not doing? And you will see us in a state of evolution constantly. We talked about advocacy we covered that one. In the interest of time, I do want to talk about research. We have always been involved in the research ecosystem, both in California and Hawaii and more. And we are expanding our research programs significantly. What we will continue to do is to connect people to research opportunities, to connect scientists to each other, some of the things that you saw in our videos earlier. What's new for us that we're just starting is directly funding research. And we are directly funding research with our sites on being additive in this complex space, the ALS space. There are lots of people doing lots of different things when it comes to research. And we are looking at funding projects that can de-risk therapy development. We are looking at funding projects that can provide a proof of concept for unique ideas, moonshots, things that can make a real difference, so that we can fund them, get some proof of concept going, so then those ideas can move out into the landscape for more and more funding, more and more development, ultimately towards, prevention strategies, treatments, and cures. So we're focused on 3 different priorities today, and this will constantly be evolving too. We're really looking at sporadic ALS. How can we move the needle when it comes to sporadic ALS? What do we need to understand about familial and genetic ALS, and how can we move the needle there? And then risk factors and epidemiological studies, how can we make a difference there too? So that's an exciting change and a part of our vision as we move towards ultimately ending ALS. And we know it's going to take all of us working together.
Thanks. That's an incredible answer. I just a real quick sort of question slash yes and. So for patients like me who are kind of, spending a significant amount of time doing research of my own, and I'll always sort of run things by my doctors. And if I hear of something or somebody hears of something and they send it to me, we're constantly in this age of information trying to figure out what might be exciting and hopeful. Is that something where, is there a pipeline through the ALS network where we can send stuff to you guys for you guys to look into, or tell us, hey, your doctor might be really tough to get a hold of and might be focused on their own research. If you don't hear from them, or if you want to include us, we might be able to give you some more information about that article or that study. Or
Absolutely. We field questions like that all the time. And it's one of the things that we can do as a part of our care services work, as a part of just being connected to us. We have people sending us questions. I heard about this thing. What do you know about it? We absolutely are here to provide our insights, our expertise, and to really help be a part of the information system for people who are sorting through things 100%. And the other thing that I should mention is that our name is ALS Network. We are functioning under a paradigm of being radically collaborative. And we already have started developing new partnerships. We're exploring others that you'll see coming forward. So that's a part of it too. If there's something where we're fielding questions and we know, oh, this is the person with the answer. Again, it's being that the center of the hub, right? We're being the hub. We're also able to be a connector as relates to some really important and powerful partnerships and collaborations.
Amazing. Well, I only had one more thing. I know Audra's popping on, but I just wanted to say thank you to the people who make it all possible, right? The donors. There's a lot of people who are listening or watching today, to say thank you to. because I believe you guys have been with like one of the highest possible rated charitable organizations, right, through Charity Navigator, and that's no small feat. So just a thank you to the donors who make it all possible.
Yeah, I'm going to steal 30 seconds, Audra. Thank you. Just to say thank you so much, Aaron, for bringing that up. Yes. So in addition to me telling you all of this and us telling you all of this, you don't have to take our word for it. Across all the charity rating organizations that study us, we have the highest rating possible. Charity Navigator, for more than a decade, we've had the highest rating. And the last statistics we had, less than 4% of charities in America have that track record. And it is only because of philanthropy that we're able to do what we do. So everything that I'm talking about, that we're talking about together, every piece of equipment, every dollar we spend is because somebody decided to give that dollar to us. And I just want to offer myself to anybody who is thinking about philanthropically supporting the ALS network. I will have coffee with you. I will talk. We are such a trustworthy and impactful organization that people can support with confidence. And I just thank you. Thank you for giving us an opportunity to say that out loud and to say thank you, because that makes everything that we do possible.
Well, this is perfect timing because now we get to introduce two wonderful people who are here with us tonight. We're joined by David Buseck and Karen Sutton, two of our board members and people living with ALS, to share their thoughts on where the ALS network is headed. And Aaron, I know you have a couple of questions for each of them. So David and Karen, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for inviting us.
Hey guys.
Hi, Aaron.
Hi,
Good to see
Aaron.
you. Hi. Yeah, I mean, just I think a couple questions. I think everybody would love to hear from you guys. I know I would. Sort of, why did you decide to sort of get involved with the ALS network?
Aaron, why don't you start?
Okay, thanks, David. You know, after my diagnosis in January 2022, I didn't quite believe it. The emotion one goes through is unimaginable. How to tell your family, your friends, your colleagues, do I have to quit my job, move my home? Where is my health coming from? How do I pay for it? The fear of my ALS journey started at that moment. And, you know, it made me go online and do a lot of research. And I researched a lot of ALS organizations around the country. And finding ALS Network seemed to be the largest patient service organization, which was very invaluable to me. You know, they provide you with steps as you're newly diagnosed. They provide you a community. They provide you resources per your needs. As you know, everyone's journey is different. Everyone progresses differently. So they have a wealth of knowledge on how to walk you through those steps. And, you know, as Sheri was saying, we have a lot of fun events, and I have met an extremely supportive community through all of those. Thank you.
And for me, when I was diagnosed in April of 2019, someone at the clinic I attended signed me up with the ALS Association, which ALS Network was part of at the time. And it was just another bit of noise in all of the information that was flowing to me and my family. But over the subsequent years and through the pandemic and all of that, I started to have more interactions with the care manager, Julie, in my area. And she really was able to bring us lots of ideas on navigating kind of the things that Karen was talking about. For everyone, everyone's needs are different, everyone's resources are different, everyone's health coverage is different. So that was really the start of it. And then once we signed up to do fundraising walks and started to meet the community as part of those, that just added extra warmth to the activities that my wife and I were doing.
Amazing, amazing. I mean, so you've almost answered my next question a little bit, which is just that in being board members, is there anything else you want to tell us, or you want everybody watching to know about the ALS Network?
Yeah, I was honored that the ALS Network had asked me to be on the board. I feel it's a great platform to bring my experience as an executive producer to help support in marketing, communications, production, storytelling to the community, also being an advocate and also helping with research. At this point, I mean, I will do whatever it takes to find a cure. It's really important for me to be involved. This opportunity of being on the board really allows me to continue my purpose. So I think that's really what's important to me, is being on the board.
And I've had the opportunity to attend 2 technical conferences that are focused on ALS, and I've learned a lot about the research that's going on, even though there's a lot that I don't understand yet, and may never understand. But I really feel like being part of the board has given me the opportunity, or will give me the opportunity to get more involved in that research space. It's something I've always enjoyed, and I'm actually sort of strange to feel like I'm having fun with ALS, but I am having fun learning. And I feel like the board position will have me more integrated with that community of researchers and give me a little more of a voice, perhaps, in helping to guide some of the activities that go on, as well as advocacy. I look forward to being able to take my story and my voice and what I hear from other people about their successes and their challenges with getting the care that they need, and bring that to whoever needs to hear it, with the support of the organization helping to guide me as to which direction it was going to be most impactful.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Karen. It's an honor to talk to you guys and have you on the board, and know that that you're people living with ALS who are boots on the ground, right? So thank you, and thank you everybody for having me be a part of today. It's nice to be with you all, and I say thanks for all the good work. Please keep it up, right?
Yeah, so happy to have all 3 of you here. And I'm going to take a couple of questions from the audience too. Most of these are probably for you, Sheri. Someone's asking if the National ALS Association, will they start new chapters in the areas that Golden West has been focused in? Does that cause competition with ALS Network when fundraising?
Sure, that's something that everybody is wondering about, and I don't have any special unique insight into what the ALS Association will do and what their approach will be. What I can say is we're focused on living into our mission as fully and deeply as possible. And so our eye is on the prize of being the best ALS network we can be, and hoping that and taking steps to ensure that everybody here, others in the ALS community, are helping people who need us get connected to us. And it's another reason why I mentioned some of the things about the colors related to the events. There may be other organizations that start hosting events that look and sound similar to ours. And you will know who ours are ours, because ALS Network, our colors, we're the walk and roll to cure ALS, we're the ride and rally to cure ALS. So keep finding us and bringing people to us, and we will keep being the best at what we do that we can be.
That's great. Thanks, Sheri. And this is actually, I love this next question because it really ties into the answer that you just gave. Someone else says, do you still work with the ALS Association? For example, if somebody needs caregiver respite and you don't provide it or can't provide it, do you refer them to the person in the ALS Association they can talk to?
Yeah, we will refer the people we're working with to, if there's something we don't do and we know who does it and we know who does it best, we're 100% connecting you to that resource. It is mission first. And so no one has to worry that if there's a service hosted by an organization that, you know, everyone's ALS Association was specifically mentioned, we're more than happy to refer to the ALS Association if that's the organization offering the best service that the person's looking for. And that's the same for all of our other collaborators in the ALS space and partners in the ALS space. It's all about what the person needs and who can best meet that need. It's back to the concept of us as the hub.
Makes sense. Another slightly related question, which of the other chapters have separated from the national organization? Are we the largest?
Yes, so there are 16 organizations that used to be chapters of the ALS Association. Yes, we were the largest chapter by any metric you use. And we continue to be the largest local care services organization in the nation.
That's great. There's somebody else just with a comment asking if we're aware that those in the military are twice as likely to be diagnosed with ALS as the general public. He's a veteran himself. He says he's been very impressed with the attention given to ALS by the Veterans Administration, and he'd be more than happy to provide guidance to us in helping veterans navigate the process. So thank you for that, and that's great. We will follow up with you. Any other questions from the audience before we wrap up? And I know there's a separate question. I may send this person a separate message too, just about whether we're taking on any specific training for caregivers. This actually is a priority for us, and Sheri, you can certainly comment, but it is something that we're looking closely at and partnering with some other professionals and organizations to make that happen.
Can I add a couple of things? One is to that question about, are we aware that the military, people in the military are twice as likely? Absolutely, we are. And then I appreciate really the question about caregivers, because caregivers are so important. My ALS is moving quite slowly, so it gives us time to learn, but even so, my wife and other people who have helped have a big learning curve, and it really is a critical part. So I've always appreciated that the care manager that we've been working with is not just working with me, but also with my wife and other people, and I'm sure we'll work with other people. But the question is more broad, and that's something that'll be really interesting to look into.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, David. Those are great points. I was thinking too about, we work really closely with the VAs in our, particularly in California and Hawaii, and have our connection group too for military personnel who are navigating ALS as well. So definitely front of mind for sure. So I really appreciate what you mentioned, and also that the comment was made and that offer was made by one of our attendees.
We've had a couple people ask if I want to get more involved with ALS Network, how do I do that?
Yes, that's music to my ears, because we love growing our community and getting to know the folks who want to be a part of what we do. If you go to our website, alsnetwork.org, there is a ways to get involved drop down, and you'll have all sorts of different opportunities there. And you can click through and find the thing that feels like a fit for you. And if there's nothing there that feels like a fit, you'll just email us and we'll plug you in.
And Sheri, I also wanted to add to that, I really do encourage you to get involved with the ALS Network, of course, at your own pace, especially if you're someone living with ALS. It took me a while to get comfortable with this community. I really was in, I don't say denial, but I wasn't ready for it. But when you're ready to be part of this community, it is life-changing with someone living with this disease. So I really encourage you to do so.
Love that. That's great. Somebody else asking if we still host support groups throughout the month.
Yes. I feel so lucky that I get to answer this question, because Audra, usually it would be you, but I get to brag a little bit on the incredible portfolio of connection groups that, under your leadership, we have brought to the ALS Network. We host more than 30 different connection groups each month. And we have some that we're the only place you can find them in the nation. And those are things like our adaptive yoga group. We have a group for young people with ALS. We have a group for unpartnered people with ALS, LGBTQIA+. We have a Spanish speaker connection group, and many, many others, a trach and vent group. I mentioned the military group. Most of those specialty groups are virtual, so anybody can come from anywhere. And we also have some local community-based groups, and those are sort of a hybrid approach where every so often they meet in person, and then in between the in-person meetings, it's a virtual meeting like this. So yes, thank you for asking that question. We love our connection groups.
Yeah, and it's been great to have people from all over the country participate in some of these things too. So that's great. Sheri, another specific question, just asking ultimately, maybe the reason why, we separated away from the ALS Association. This person's asking, what do you stand for that the ALS Association does not?
Sure. So I think the simple answer is that it was just really a difference of perspective, difference in priority, difference of approach. We are really committed to local care services, and we're really committed to the infrastructure and sort of the net of services and programs that we've created over 20 plus years. And we just needed to keep that intact. We were committed to keeping that functioning as is because it's so effective. And I think that's the simplest way to answer that.
Great. I love the question. How do I order the Impossible Dream album? That's for Aaron.
Well, why don't I answer that question? I would love for you to please order the Impossible Dream album. So it's very cool. We're recording it now to get it ready for Grammy submissions in August. And when I started to tell my story publicly, this beautiful record label, Ametha Records, reached out. It's like, hey, do you want to make an album? I was like, yeah, I've always wanted to. I never have. I've done Broadway cast albums, but never a sort of solo album. And I thought the whole journey that I'm going on here is about support and community. So let's make it with other people. So Norm Lewis and Neil Patrick Harris and Sting and Kelly O'Hara and Kate Baldwin and Lauren Allred and some really amazing people are going to sing some duets, and then we're going to do the Impossible Dream, We Are the World style. So it's going to be really powerful. And all you have to do is go to my website, aaronlazar.com, and there's a pre-order button, and it should be all self-explanatory. And if there's any questions or whatever, just email me on the website, also contact page, and I will do my best to answer you as quickly as I can.
I'm just going to make a note here, set up album signing event with Aaron. Just writing it down in pen.
That would be so fun.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
should definitely do that. We should do that.
I love it. I love it. Well, I want to thank everybody, especially David, Karen, Aaron, so much for being here tonight. This was really wonderful. I think we have a few more slides to pop up now. And I really want to thank everybody who joined us tonight. We're grateful to each and every one of you for your time and commitment and for being a part of our community. And once again, a big thanks to all of our sponsors for their support. If you have other questions that were not answered tonight, please do email us at askme@alsnetwork.org. And we invite you to save a couple of dates coming soon. Please do join us for our annual Special Day of Remembrance on Saturday, March 23rd to honor all those we have lost to ALS. Our next Ask Me webinar will be held on Tuesday, April 23rd on home accessibility and modification. And please come spend a beautiful day outdoors with us at our Jim Tracy 5K and our SoCal Ride and Rally in the coming weeks. Please join us for these inspiring and community building events. As you know, philanthropy fuels everything we do, and we're so grateful to committed donors who give generously throughout the year. To learn more about how you can support the valuable programs we offer, including this one, please visit our website at give.alsnetwork.org. And please watch for the short survey on tonight's presentation that you'll receive via email to help us plan for programs like this in the future. Thanks so much again, and we'll see you next time.